Hello, everyone. I am Judah Benoit with the Rise Creating Your Voice. I am the wisdom dialogue and the motivation warrior of the Rise Creating Your Voice. I am the dialogue coach as the Rise Creating Your Voice too as well. We just want to welcome each and every one of you today on this Tuesday. We actually didn't have one last week, but the week before last, it was who or what you are pouring into. That just gave us some beliefs of being, if you're empty, how can you pour so much into people and you have nothing left? So our idea is trying to energize yourself and being able to continue to energize yourself. We want to thank our people who've already joined, James, on today. But our topic for today is this is just a rehearsal. And in parentheses, it says mental. And the one thing we want to talk about, allowing yourself a deja vu. Do anybody know what a deja vu is? It's something like the memory that you've already been in before, and you kind of like say, "Oh, I had a deja vu," meaning that you already had that experience. So we understand that sometimes in having an experience, it's already been a mental rehearsal. All right, James, come on off so we can talk about having a deja vu.
Whoa, it seems like we're having one.
Okay. So we definitely want to just talk about mental rehearsal, and I think people don't understand how powerful their mind is, and how we do relate to being into a situation where it is deja vu, and it appears that you seem outside of yourself being yourself, and it's deja vu meaning that somewhere in your mind you've already mimicked the motion, the action, or whatever event that you're in. Have you had that before?
Yeah, most people say, I look like I've been here before. I've done this before, and they said things of that nature. So we've all had it, whether or not we admit it or whether we recognize it.
Right, right. That is so correct. That is so correct. Gerald, you on back there?
Well, she's not quiet, but she's working on
Okay.
getting this away.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So I think one thing we have to understand what mental rehearsal is. And one thing is most people don't understand that athletes do mental rehearsals a lot.
Hmm.
And it's a powerful technique just to enhance their performance. Which mental rehearsal is a powerful technique to improve your performance prior to an anticipated event. As with visualization techniques, when you mentally rehearse something before it happens, you're more likely to achieve the desired outcome.
Hmm.
Mental preparation translates into real life preparation. The mind is mostly unable to discern whether something is performed physically or mentally. This means you don't actually need to physically be doing something to practice it, which is a game changer.
Hmm.
And I want to just repeat that because I know people will listen to this a little bit later on, but this means that you don't actually need to be physically doing something to practice it, which is a game changer. If you can train an ability such as playing a sport, learning an instrument, or giving a speech solely through envisioning it, then you have every opportunity in the world to improve your craft. Whether you're sitting at home or actually performing the task, you can practice anywhere at any time. Most studies suggest that through mental rehearsal techniques, new neural pathways are formed and connections are strengthened, similar to physically practicing the activity. By rehearsing something and over in your mind subconsciously, you're going to pivot towards that intended outcome. So, understand mental rehearsal is a great technique to use as it's effective and widely applicable. If you can see yourself doing something through your mind's eye in realistic and vivid detail, then you have every means of achieving it in reality. So I had to stop for a minute because I really, really thought about this.
Hmm.
So if we and I go back to the Bible so much because basically that's just a source of strength. Um, but if we actually keep our mind stayed on God, it's sort of like a mental rehearsal.
True. But there got to be a desire there to do that.
I understand that. I'm just giving out a nugget.
Okay.
He said that will keep you in perfect peace as long as your mind is stayed on him.
Okay.
So in that I'm listening to myself is that's mental rehearsal.
True.
Because guess what? My mind is moving. I'm rehearsing that I want to be in peace.
Practicing that.
Yes. And the more I practice it, the more peace I have.
Mm.
Oh, ain't that something?
True. True.
So I think what people have to understand that we just have to be able to have precision when we do mental rehearsal. We have to do preparation and we also have to do repetition.
True.
Anything that you are crafting in, that's whether it's schooling, whether it's being a great athlete, with anything, you have to practice.
True.
So, how can we become better in our lives of Christ? By practicing
True.
and actively practicing. Let's say that.
True.
um, and I just think that that's that whole mental rehearsal now because I can see now where that can take an effect on many different areas if we just continue to practice and replay that in a mental rehearsal in a mental situation and always rehearsing what we feel and what we do. I actually had a client that I did this with, and health coach, and she wanted to do some things as far as going down some dress sizes. So we actually imagined her how she would look in that required dress size that she needs.
Mm.
And I had her to close her eyes, and it was like she was magically there in her future self.
Mm.
I was like, wow, I probably need to try
But,
that.
but then she's there,
Huh?
but then after she has magically seen herself, then the practice part comes into play after that to
Yes. So
actually do it.
every day, so we promise at least 7 days until we meet next time to actually put that into practice at least one time out of a day.
Practice thinking about it or practice doing it.
Practice doing it. So it gets you in it's called a mental health rehearsal, but mental rehearsal, but then again, it's putting you in the practice of doing the necessary things to get you to that, which is a big motivating factor of just doing the mental rehearsal so you can see yourself doing it. So it jogs your mind to actually do the things you need to do to reach that goal.
Mm. Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, because sometimes we become. I always tell people sometimes we stay so unconscious and we're not conscious of a lot of things.
Mm.
That's why we're able to spit out things out of our mouths and we don't understand sometimes what we're saying because we haven't had that time to actually rehearse what we're saying and we just say it off of feelings or reactions.
Mm. So you need
So
to practice rehearsing before you say it.
before you say it in your head first. Because it might not sound good to you, so you don't probably need to say it out your mouth.
Mm. So
And I think huh?
a person that's speaking from the cuff, they
Yes.
they are not actually saying it in their mind. They just whatever comes up come out.
Whatever comes out. Some people actually rehearse it in their mind.
When they're speaking from the cuff,
From the cuff?
yeah.
Well, sometimes they don't. Some people just have a gift at what's the word? I want to say rhetorical. What's that word? Being rhetorical, I think that's the word.
Okay.
Well, they're rhetoric. So they're able to continue to speak because that's been their skill set, or they have been taught to be a rhetoric, where they've been just been rhetoric all the time.
Mm.
So that's their actual skill set. So guess what? They practiced that for so long. That's where that rehearsal coming into practice. That's just like look at a great athlete. Do you just think he just went on the court and just became that great athlete? He had to practice.
True.
But in that, every move or everything that they did, always remember. Let's take a picture of what's his name, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Yes, His favorite signature move was that tongue out the mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knew him other than that, right?
Hmm.
That was his rehearsed thing. That's what got him to be Michael Jordan.
So when he did that, he was rehearsing.
Yes.
Hmm.
Trust me, every athlete has some type of, what's the word?
Signature.
Gimmick, signature move, signature something where you're stuck in their mind. How many other people you know have captured that move when I know I've gone to several basketball games and some of them just don't stand out to me. And the first thing we'll say, oh, he's just trying to be like Michael Jordan.
Hmm.
Because guess what? That resonate in our mental mind saying Michael Jordan, nobody going to be like Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan has already signature that move.
Okay.
So in our mind, guess what? He's coming to our mind because of his rehearsed signature. And it stayed with us so long because that's what everybody was talking about. Guess what? Every time you hear Michael Jordan, when he was on Space Jams, Michael Jordan he had his tongue out, you know? So that's something that has been rehearsed, but then again, it gets in everyone mental too as well. And that's one thing that I try to tell people, especially with TV and things that continue to go inside of you, they stay there. That's part of the mental.
Hmm.
So it's a
So
lot
how
I'm
do
learning. Huh?
so how do a person derive at their signature move or
And,
their
and, and,
rehearsed move?
and that's what it takes. It takes that mental. It takes that mental rehearsal. So, say for instance, like I was talking about my client want to drop down two dress sizes. If she does not see it right now, it does not feel good for her because she's okay with where she is sometimes. And sometimes we get in the critter brain and some other things, and we stop, and then we think
Mm-hmm.
about it like, why am I doing this? But then again, when we mentally rehearse each time, each day, saying, oh my gosh, I remember that girl, the future person of me, and I remember this, that, and the third, and how good I felt and thinking about that future me when I was in that dress size that I want to be. What is my feeling with that? My feeling it is I've pleased my mom. I've gotten down to the dress size that I want to be accustomed to and stay that way.
So
It's
ha-
usually going to happen. Go ahead.
so has she gotten down to the size of?
Well, we've only been working together for 30 days.
Okay.
So it's a process.
Okay.
But we're in the 90-day process, and so we're at that point where, hey, let's see what you got. My
Hmm.
thing is, it's not sometimes it's not about losing weight, it's about losing inches and sizes. Some people want to see the weight fall off, but sometimes it's not the weight, it's the inches and the sizes.
True.
So hey Kiesia, how are you doing? This is just a rehearsal. We're talking about mental rehearsal. And have you ever seen yourself in a deja vu?
Hi, Uncle Judah, and hi, Granddad. I'm doing well,
Hey,
and
love.
you guys?
Long time.
Rehearsal from mental health?
No, we want you to deja vu.
Oh, deja vu.
You know what a deja vu is?
Yeah, it's like you think you experienced something, but have it like you think you experienced something and it just happened.
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of like that. Sort of like you've been there before. Have you ever
Yeah,
had one
I
of
did this
those?
before.
I
Been there.
have. I had one
Okay.
of those. Um, I think it was in.
You over there? You wanna come on?
I'm trying to remember when it was, but I remember walking walking, hanging out with my friends, and I was like, I asked them, have we been here to this restaurant we was eating at? And they said no. I was like, that's weird because I feel like we've been here already, but we really haven't. I said it was like a I guess it's like a deja vu. They, I guess we was all weirded out after that because we was trying to figure out what was going on with me. having the deja vu feeling. It, I don't know. It just felt like I was there, but I really wasn't.
Right. But you were at the place.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the thing. It's about mental rehearsal. That means you've already been there probably in your mental say for instance, maybe those friends you wanted to go to a certain place and sometimes you actually rehearse where you're going before you go there sometimes, and they might be some great friends of yours that you really want to hang out with, but in your mental, which is your mind, you rehearse that actual going out, so it gives you that vision that you've already been there before because you've already kind of like thought about it and had a whole mental rehearsal of where we want to go. Oh, and you probably knew of that restaurant and things like that. And then it just happened because you have all the pieces put together. Those friends, those specific friends, which were probably two or three, and then you're there, and then you go there and you be like, oh, we already been here before. But it just doesn't resonate with everybody else because everybody else wasn't present in your mental rehearsal. They were present in your mind, but not actually physically. So this is what we're talking about is mental rehearsal at all times. And we got to understand by going over something repeatedly in your mind, envisioning yourself or other people and framing it as a big thing or an exciting thing, it's going to be much easier to address that when it happens because you're so caught up in that mental rehearsal that it appears that you've already been there. So just know that this is nothing new. We all go through it, deja vu. But then again, and every walk and things that we do, how come we can't do a mental rehearsal where we're imagining performance and performance meaning that we can do well in anything if we put our mind to it. Questions?
No, I don't think I have any questions.
Yes. So let me tell you what some things that mental rehearsal is good for. That's public speaking or rehearsing a speech or presentation, interviews and meetings, rehearsing what you're going to do, say, and how you behave during a situation, like you said, going out to eat or date or something, playing sport or doing some physical activity which requires coordination and precision,
Mm.
conversation and speaking, practicing an instrument, fine motor abilities and tedious work with your hands, crafts and skills such as juggling, playing pool, acrobatics, and dancing, bringing up and desensitizing to anticipated emotions and emotional responses, and resurrecting negative emotions through memories.
So would
Yes,
dreams
sir.
fit into that?
Say it again.
Would dreams fit into that?
It's a mental rehearse.
Mm.
It's a mental rehearsal
Mm.
because, sort of like dreams, it's just basically grabbing all your thoughts, all your minds, and all your memories. And most people say, well, sometimes, I can't go to sleep because, I saw this movie. And then if they saw a movie about vampires, why you dream about vampires? Because that's the last thing you saw. People still don't get it. So that's why I try to tell people turn off your TV at a good time so you can have time for your mind to relax.
And unwind.
And we don't do that often.
True.
I do it all the time because my TV is hardly ever on.
Hmm.
So I think what we really need to do, because you have to understand what you put into your mind will stay there.
True.
That means we have memory. Memory is stored where? In the back of that big, well, I have a egghead, so it's back there in that back part.
Wow. Got a lot of area.
It's you just I got a lot of area. I already know I got a big head. I'm okay with that.
You said
I
it. I didn't
accept
say it.
I accept that calling. So sometimes we need to use mental rehearsal technique to desensitize from a negative outcome, and we push ourselves to sometimes with anything that was unwelcome response. So
Mm,
we try to desensitize ourselves as far as pushing that away from us and want to rehearse if it was right versus whether it was wrong. So
mhm,
sometimes we still have to acknowledge that fact of what happened and sometimes move on. Um, Using a mental rehearsal technique to prepare yourself for something like a speech. Um, Sometimes, like I said, mental rehearsal when we go on do different things, conversations. Sometimes we want a conversation to go away and we don't actually do the mental rehearsal. We're just talking out the side of our head.
mm,
Um, Using mental rehearsal technique to enhance performance. I cannot tell you when I was acting, I used to do a lot of mental rehearsal because basically you had to learn your lines. And you had to see yourself and many things as I was acting too as well. So I know mental rehearsal was definitely for me. Um, so are there any questions about rehearsing, mental rehearsal, or anything like that? Because I think what we have to understand is that at some time or some point in your life, there will be a mental rehearsal. And mental rehearsal is just a practice of you achieving and then striving for that best outcome or the better outcome. I can't say the best. Let's say the better outcome,
mm.
being that I don't think anybody know what best is, but we can do better.
True.
Okay.
Let me
Any,
say,
huh?
um, I have a question, but I do want to say hi to Kasia, but I think I was on mute when she spoke and I was speaking, and she probably didn't
Okay.
hear me. Hey, lady.
Hi, Granddad.
I thought I was speaking to you, but I found myself on mute. I don't know how. That's why you didn't hear me. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, but you.
Oh, was that the question?
No, that wasn't the question. I was getting my speaking in.
Oh, you want to make a comment?
Yeah, that's why I said excuse me. He wanted to hear himself. No,
That's all.
I wanted Kasia to hear me, but she didn't hear me at first. She
Kiesha, did
spoke
you
to
hear
me.
Granddaddy at first?
No, I didn't, but I did now. I heard you,
Okay,
Okay,
great,
Granddad.
I was on
great.
mute. I told you that. I know.
Bless his heart.
Thank you. Please. For the blessing. Nothing like some big head blessings.
Yeah, ain't nothing like a big head blessing. Keeps going and going.
That's right. We accept them all. Yes, Lord.
Look, I'm glad I got a big head. The better I can mentally rehearse.
Yeah. Amen. Amen. I'm
So,
trying to think of a question. You got a question, Geraldine? I don't have a question. Ooh, what's that scratch? What's that?
yeah, I think Dad is scratching.
No, it wasn't me scratching.
It wasn't me either. Kiesha, was that you?
No, I didn't do anything.
Stop
But now I'm
scratching.
scratching my head.
Okay. Are there any questions, Gerald? What do you think about mental rehearsal?
I mean, you have to have a mental rehearsal on some of the things that you wind up doing, whether it's being for a speech, just like you said, for plays that you've been in, and things like that. You just have to do a preparation, and that's kind of mental rehearsal. Anytime you're trying to do anything that you're going to be in front of someone, or sometimes it's just working through in your mind what you may need to do, and maybe not a presentation or anything, just something that you need to do as far as to get some things in order, either for work or your family. You're trying to play it out in your mind and figure out how you need to work this out to try to get the better outcome, as you said. And you have to
Okay.
just try to work through it and get those things as best as you can. You can never get it exactly as it comes, because when you play it out in your mind, the reaction, especially if it involves other people, may not react the way you have thought it out in your mind how that's going to be reacting.
So then in that turn, you have to be prepared to make some adjustments from that rehearsal that you played in your mind. But it's a good thing to be prepared.
Always prepared, always prepared, always
Yeah.
prepared. And that's one thing that we definitely want to talk about is being prepared. But I did explain to James and Kiesia that just imagine if we could mentally rehearse um, our Christian lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I mentioned in the Bible, it states that I will keep you in perfect peace as long as your mind is stayed on him. So in this, it's a mental rehearsal. But if your mind is continuing to maintain peace and keeping your mind stayed on him, peace comes automatically.
Yeah.
But I don't think people get that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my aha moment, okay?
Right. Right.
I'm at peace anyway, so I'm good. So, um, so I want us to know how we need to perform the mental technique. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
What, do we need anything special?
Yeah,
What
your
we do?
mind.
Oh, that's not special. That's automatic.
That is special.
Yeah. You have your own special mind.
That's
You
just
have your own special mind, Doctor Spock.
you watch too much
I
TV.
do have a question.
I have an answer, Keisha.
Ooh.
Is it possible that multiple people could have the same deja vu at once?
Of course,
Yeah. Yeah, that's possible.
you guys are probably in alignment some type of way. Like, say, for instance, somebody can be dreaming of the same thing that you're dreaming of, or somebody can have that mental rehearsal just as you two as well. We're all connected some type of way, although we don't want to feel aligned, but we are aligned in some type of form or fashion. I don't care
Hmm.
whether you cut white, black, orange, purple, green, blue. So there is an alignment. So
I didn't know that. I thought it was like only one person that had deja vu.
say it again.
I thought like I didn't think multiple people could have them together. I thought it was like multiple people have them separate. So that's pretty new.
So have you ever caught you and a friend of yours saying the same thing at the same time?
Yeah, it was me and my one of my guy best friend from high school. We should say the same thing at the same time.
And that means you probably was thinking the same thing at the same time?
Probably so.
Okay. Some type of alignment.
Oh,
Like connected. Yes? No.
yes.
Yes. Okay. So here we are. We're going to play some soft music and we're going to go ahead and do this exercise and we're going to close it out for tonight after this
Oh
because
Lord, I'm
it's a
about to go back to
bedtime for
sleep.
me. Huh?
Ooh.
I said, "Oh Lord, I'm about to go back to sleep."
Oh, no, no, please don't go back to sleep. Are you
But you
saying
had
you're
a
going to go back to
deja
sleep
vu
because of
too.
my voice or what?
I mean, usually it's like the
It's so
music in your
relaxing.
voice. In your voice, you just start talking. I just be laid back. I be seeing myself drift out to sleep until you stop. I'm like, oh, I forgot we in a podcast. I mean, if you just like if you just start recording yourself so I could go to sleep, that'd be perfect.
Okay. Here we go. Y'all
When
ready?
you use that
Y'all
voice.
don't laugh at them. Please don't when you listen to this again. So here we are. This is how to perform the mental rehearsal technique. Sit down somewhere comfortably with minimal distractions. Close your eyes and relax your body. picture a future or an anticipated person that you would like to be in thorough detail. Can you see that future, anticipated future person that you are in detail now? Do you see him or her? Step into this future person that you are. This is the future you that is 100% committed to making choices in small, manageable steps that will lead you to feel better, healthier, and have more energy. Put your fingers into your future finger slots. Your toes into your future toe slots. Take a moment and just be this future you. Look through your future eyes, hear through your future ears, and feel with your future feelings and intuition. It's a beautiful night. Continue to breathe mindfully, and as you do, breathe with your future lungs and feel your future heart beating as yours. As you inhale and exhale, notice how everything is going well for you. Notice how it feels to be taking such good care of yourself and honoring yourself. You are setting great boundaries for you and others in your life, and you feel lighter and more freedom as a result. And as you inhale and exhale more deeply now, you might feel yourself more calm, secure, expansive, and energized. Allow yourself to feel your clarity, wonder, and awe, because you are in your future you. Let yourself savor the freedom to breathe with grace and ease. Notice that all of your future selves are filled with fresh energy and the world appears more beautiful. You can feel yourself more attractive, more alive, and engaged on all levels. And as these feelings grow, your lips naturally stretch into a smile. Take a look around. Where are you? What do you see? Who are you with? Notice the sounds. Are people talking to you? Notice what they are saying. You might notice how easy it is to clear out all of the emotional clutter, all of the negativity and resistance, and you are choosing to relax into the best version of yourself. This self is not just a thriving head on top of a body. Your head and heart, your thoughts and feelings are all in alignment with one another. See yourself. Allow yourself to claim this power, your power. And as you consciously choose to make life-giving choices for yourself around people, thoughts, and movement, you get into a groove where you are truly unstoppable. You feel more radiant, alive, and on purpose. You tell yourself, yes, I feel so good right now. I am ready for anything. Allow that beautiful energy like a golden ball of light to penetrate every cell of your future body, organically fashioning you into the truth of who you are, have always been, and always will be. Take a few deep breaths, integrating this feeling of aliveness, having moved your body, and oxygenating all your cells with fresh energy. And at this time, please answer the following question out loud. What would this future version tell the you how now? What would the future version tell the you here now about what just happened? You may open your eyes.
Bing.
Hello?
Hey,
Hello.
What was that about?
well, what about?
I thought somebody said, huh?
No, I said, bling. My
Yes,
eyes.
you woke?
Yeah, but wait, I
Okay, okay,
sleep.
good.
You fell asleep.
How did that feel?
Well, you already know how I felt.
She said, you know.
So just let me know when you got my video ready for me to go to sleep next time.
Get her recording together.
I'll get your recording together, Keisha.
Relaxation so she can just drift to
Mm,
sleep.
go into slumberness.
James, how did it feel?
Feeling rich, I guess, and when I imagined I was in my spiritual self, and it was enchanting. So that was a rich walk.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what would this future version tell the you here now about yourself?
That you're in perfect peace.
Okay. Gerald?
It was very good for me, relaxing. Um, the future self would tell me now to be be more caring of taking care of me,
Mm,
and because I've been doing for others for many years,
yeah.
many years. It's time to
Me
spend
too.
not just on me, but more time on me.
Yes. Kiesha, what was your future version tip? Well, probably go back to sleep, right?
Okay, I see the games playing at today.
Say it again.
I see the games we playing at today.
So, what would this future version tell the you here now about yourself now?
It's not. Don't be afraid to meet new people,
Mm, I like
but
that.
be cautious. But be cautious of others and yourself.
Mm,
Wow, I like that. Sometimes we need to do this every day.
true.
And
Hmm.
so, what I'm going to definitely attest to you guys is, hey, practice it for 7 days
Mm,
and see how it is until the next time we meet on Tuesday. If those who choose to come back, but bring a guest, because we need to have more sessions that appeasing to calmness.
Yes, Lord.
Because what we do is we are in a rambunctious atmosphere daily, whether it's watching TV, whether it's going here, um, singing about people. That's rambunctious because you're not actually taking care of yourself. You're taking care of other people.
true
Yes.
that.
So it's sometimes we need to calm our own mind down
Mm,
because we have become so equipped in delivering to other people, but who dropped off the calmness to us.
true.
Mm.
And we're so busy trying to think about them instead of us that we don't have time to be calm because we're still processing them.
True.
Yes.
So that's one thing I always tell people. You gotta calm that brain down
Mm-hmm.
because you will lose it if you don't.
That's right.
Mm,
So the one thing is, I'm not telling people to be selfish, but I'm telling people to preserve their energy
Yes.
because once it's gone, it's gone. You can't get it back.
Can't revive it.
Mhm.
So I think we need to be more mindful at how we practice things and what we do to over energize ourselves.
Mm.
Any questions? Any comments?
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Um, I know. Do you be able to practice what you telling everybody when you saying that, or you just be moving and trying to motivate people into saying
Well, I practice it in my own time because
that?
the
Okay.
thing is, I at least meditate 3 times a day. So I actually do a lot of this mindfulness for myself,
Okay.
and it's an everyday routine for me.
So the question is, are you able to do it when you talking to other people?
You talking about when you
Um,
talking through it on
Not
mic?
really because I'm trying to
Right.
set the tone and mood.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard for me to um, do it too as well because
Right.
I will probably drift away, and then you'll have no one
True.
talking. Y'all be hearing it.
True.
Okay.
So what?
That's what Kiesha was talking about.
So your the question is, what would your motivated self say to you?
My motivating self is always telling me to um, number one is be still.
Mm,
And sometimes people find that hard for me to do, but actually, I'm still a lot. I'm very still a lot, although people think that I may be on the go, but I'm still a lot.
mm.
Even when I'm on a plane, I'm still. because it's sometimes it's the outside forces and the energies that we bring into it. So even when I'm on a plane, I tell people I wear headphones a whole lot because I it blocks out the outside noise.
Mm.
So I don't have to be present in where I'm going. I can always be present in myself because sometimes I'm irritated by a lot of outside noise. So therefore, I have to maintain my peace and serenity within my own self. While I spent, money on doing noise counseling headphones, so I don't hear it.
Mm.
And sometimes that's disruptive in our peace.
True.
Cars, driving, just different things that we've become so accustomed to, and we think it's a way of life. But just imagine if some of the things that we can get rid of that we really don't need, but sometimes it's just driven by money and power.
Mm. True that.
So that's those things that we have to understand. A lot of things that came into existence were brought into existence for different um, personal gains. Um, how many of us understand that the grass is still going to grow?
Mm.
Anybody paying for grass?
Hmm.
Mm. No.
Depending on how you take care of your grass.
Well, that means it's just poor maintenance then. If you understand that, and I want people to really, really just stop and think, and I want everybody on the listening audience, when you do listen to this, remember how grass and stuff looked before the pandemic ran down and things like that. And when the world was shut down, how the grass got greener because nobody was on it. Look how we destroyed this earth.
True that.
We do more than just destroying the earth. We're destroying each other as well.
Well, we're part of the earth.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
True that.
We're going back to the earth.
Definitely going back.
So one thing we have to understand is how can we be great stewards of restoring or doing the necessary things to just read and have more knowledge. We perish because we lack knowledge. And the one thing I tell people is if we could just go back and just look at some things that happened back in the day where they were not as advantageous as we were, but just mimicking some of the related things to destroy all of the other things that's happening with the global warming and other things. And it's just a lot going on.
A lot.
But most of this stuff is man made and they really not caring about what they're doing to the world. They're just here for that profit and that gain.
True.
And it's destroying lives.
Mm.
It's about how we're gonna put meat on the table.
True.
And they getting that money for that meat. They don't care if they putting silicone, parafoam, Clorox wipes, or whatever in that pig, and you eating it.
Mm. Yeah. That's
And
very
we
true.
still gotta understand that animals carry disease.
True.
That's
So, and we don't know if they had it or not, but we still buy that meat.
Yeah.
Enough of that. That's on Vegan 101.
true.
I'm just saying.
It
And
don't have to be
what
meat. It
what
could
a
be vegetables.
huh?
Could be vegetables they putting stuff in.
And it
So
could be. That's why you go to farmers market and fresh different things, so you know that you're picking and actually putting forth that effort of doing what you need to do.
true.
But most of the time, when you're looking at vegetables, it's hard to mimic something. That's why one thing is I don't buy vegetables that don't have seeds. That's genetically made. There's no possible way you can plant something without seeds.
Mm.
So we just got to be mindful about what things are and what things are to come into be
Mm.
because of a dollar. So other than that, any questions? Didn't mean to spoil your Sunday dinner.
No, still
What?
gonna eat.
So Yeah, it's just yeah, just a lot of things that we, just think about and just, need to really, really look at what's happening. So that's where I am. Kiesha, any
I'm
words
just
of wisdom?
oh uh words of wisdom is make sure you guys listen to my uncle
Who is
wisdom
that?
when he
Which uncle?
You got several
Uncle
uncles.
Judah.
Okay.
Uncle Judah wisdom when he oh that's my
what,
food.
What?
what, what happened, Kiesha?
My food here.
Oh, okay.
You got real loud then when your food got there.
Didn't she? I've
She
never
was,
heard her scream quite like that. Now she went on mute.
yeah.
She got real excited about that food. I hope it's not a burger.
Uh, whatever it is, she gonna say
She is excited.
exactly.
Gerald, any words of wisdom?
Mhm. Continue to pay attention to your surroundings, listen to when God is speaking to you,
Mm,
and care for yourself. Because if you care for yourself, you still are able to care for others, but you have
true
to
that.
care for yourself first.
Oh
And
yes,
I'm taking
amen.
my own advice.
I'm about that life.
Right.
James, any words of wisdom?
Love ye one another as is already loved us. So that's the best wisdom or best knowledge or best motivation you can give. And one of my deacons would say, just do it. A Cleveland champion said, just make sure we love one another.
Mhm.
And the one good thing is, guess what happens on next Tuesday?
What happens on next Tuesday?
Come on.
Next Tuesday will actually be my second year anniversary of the Rise Creating Your Voice podcast.
What?
Woo!
Yes,
Second
yes,
year.
Yay!
the second year.
Woo,
Wow.
woo.
Yes,
Next Tuesday?
next
Next
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I dropped my first podcast on August 2nd of 2020.
Wow.
All right.
Look, it came up
Indeed.
so quick. My fiance had to tell me. She's like, "What are you doing for your anniversary?" I was like, "What are you talking about?"
We ain't married yet.
I'm
Mm.
like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "Ain't your thing August 2nd?" I was like, "Yeah, but what?" I guess I don't know. Many people don't. Well, many people probably don't know. I'm just not very. What's the word I want to use? I don't speak about it a lot because I think for me, it's known what I do, but people choose not to whatever. So I kind of like not shy away from it, but I just let it happen. I think I so organically happen that celebration is through God for me. Knowing that I'm doing His will, and
Mhm.
I think that's the most important part for me. I don't. It's not a celebratory thing, and she brought it to my attention. And I was looking like, okay, it's August 2nd, okay, But since she brought it to my attention, I was like, okay, yeah, I will say it. August 2nd, 2020, we did do our first podcast. Go, only thing I can say, go watch the first podcast. Um, it was Creating You. We did a lot of homework videos that season. We had a lot of homework videos, so I'm hoping that people can go back to the August 2nd, 2020 video and actually just start looking at them when we were recording and did some things too as well. And we had a lot of live audience things and stuff like that, and a lot of interviews too as well. I'm grateful that I did an interview even with my own father. I think that was in September. I want to say September or October, one of them of 2020. But I'm thankful just to be alive, number one, and have living parents too as well. So I'm just thankful for that too as well. Um, I'm just thankful to have this platform because I'm just honored by God and just doing His will and doing what we're supposed to be doing
Mm.
in life, and that's reaching the masses. And that's admirable to me, and may not be admirable to you, but it's admirable to me that I'm serving God and doing God's purpose and His will. Um, and I'm overjoyed.
Wow.
I'm elated. It's unspeakable joy, I think, for me. So that's my celebration. But I know August 2nd, 2022, well, actually, we'll be on here Tuesday. So maybe I can make it a celebratory thing and just
Hmm.
invite people and come back on Tuesday. We'll be here next Tuesday, August 2nd, which will be my second year anniversary of the Rise Creating Your Voice. I'm thankful to almost 200,000. Um, oh my gosh, maybe more than 200,000. I'm probably up to 260,000 followers.
Mm.
We got about 7,000 downloads on the Podbean app. Just have so many other things that are coming up. I'm thankful to God for the ministry, and also being able to just share this with you guys. Many people are not ready for the truth. And we do talk about truth and transparency because that's important in life,
True that.
uh, in order to get the rewards and the ownership of eternal life. Um,
Yes.
I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for supporters. I'm thankful for those who have supported. I'm thankful for those who are going to continue to support. I know it's going to get bigger and better because God is in it, and
Mm.
He doesn't fail.
No doubt.
um, Many men have come through here and tried to say what I need to do, but God's will is going to be done. It's not man's will.
That's it now.
And if he wanted me to have it a certain way, I would have already had it. But the thing is, he said, "Be still and know that I am God," and I am doing just that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I am. Um, I'm an imperfect person.
Hmm.
Totally.
I'm not perfect at all, and I think one thing that I did a sermon this past Sunday, and I talked about my testimony quite, and then someone called me after that and said it was nice to hear that you're not perfect,
Hmm.
because some people really think that I'm perfect,
Well,
that I have no flaws or anything.
Mm.
I said, I just wish that, and some people think Jay-Z and Beyonce don't have any flaws, but we all have flaws. We
mm,
all have them.
Mm.
But in that, how many people are willing just to tell their story
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
so it can help other people?
Yeah.
Remember the young lady we had on here one time, Dad, that came on a little later.
From England. The one though from England. There was the one from England. What happened? Mm. I don't know what happened. We lost her.
Mm.
Hello,
Mm.
Judah. Don't hear anything. So cannot hear you.
Uncle Judah,
He went out. I don't know what happened. But
I don't know
he's not
either.
on mute. I don't know what happened. Hello. Mm-mm. Hello, hello, hello. I guess it's cool.
Granddad, his page stopped responding.